Don't forget to lock in your fantasy teams at worldsurfleague.com as we move into Heat 3 of the elimination round. The Brazilian Alejo Muniz out there in the red. Ian Gentil trying to get himself above the cut line. The Hawaiian will be in the blue. For Ian Gentil, stepping up when the pressure's on into this one late, Rich.
Oh, super late drop for Ian. Comes around this big section and just slices off the top there. You can see with these bigger conditions, everything is moving a lot slower.
This is a really important heat for Ian Gentil. He's below the cut line. Alejo Muniz, he made his move up there at Burleigh Heads. He got himself a third place finish, went rocketing up the rankings, and he is well placed now to campaign through the back end of the season, but wants to stay alive in the draw, doesn't want to lose that momentum.
I can tell you they are going Mach 10 on these big walls here at Margaret's, but have a look at this. Alejo Muniz outside on a cleaner face. Just a little downtime here, waiting for this wave to stand up in front of him and just connects with that final section.
Ports. And these elimination round heats, you know, that's when the pressure is really on. But dealing with the pressure beautifully at the moment, Ian Gentil, 7.5 on his first wave. He opts to kick out of that one, a flatter section there, but I like Ian Gentil's chances at this venue. He's got that height, that leverage, 6'1".
Or whether he was just fully laser focused and wants to really make a mark here. We know that.
Oh, here he goes. Have a look at this big wall. Nice, clean carve, very smooth. Really just a transition turn to get himself back to that bowl and set up this inside steeper section. Oh, it's an ugly one to deal with.
There is two different breaks in Hawaii. Let's break down this replay. So Mikey, taking a look at this one, he's trying to channel that Cyclone Alfred swell that we all saw him surf back on the Gold Coast. Beautiful opening carve here from Mikey. Comes back around, bit of a slower wave here. This is what we were talking about before. Once there has been a lot of downtime, knows he needs to go big, hits that end section.
It runs him down. Gentil on the outside, ducks under the lip there for a moment. Working his way through to the inside. He'll kick out of this one. Occasionally, Jesse, we just see the competitors say, you know what, it's not worth it at this point.
Really hard finishing turn to make. Ian generating so much speed off the start of this wave, slices under the lip on that one. And I think at this point he knew that it probably was all systems over at the end, because that is a lot of water. I feel like if you're one of them, it's hard to be a wild card here.
Oh, here goes Alejo, just banks a big bottom turn that leads to nowhere. He gets out of there. But Alejo, let's talk about him for a minute, Rich.
You do have that freedom and manoeuvrability on the wave, which is the perfect combination.
We'll have a look. We got some live action here. And Ian Gentil, he's obviously found a good formula here, paired the fins nicely with the equipment, because he banked a 7.5 on his first ride. He's since been searching for a solid backup. He has put a 3.93 on the board. That's got him in a good position here.
It's to cut it short, get to it before it happens. As we see Mikey gets a little cover time, and then comes out and just hits that mountain of whitewash.
And that's what makes it so hard to get to. And like Rich said, you arrive early, you might be able to hit the section and get out in front of it before the two whitewaters close up and come together. Let's see if Ian Gentil can throw some fireworks our way, goes down. It's the high percentage play to get there early, not mess with the whitewater and get the turn in. Might not get you into the excellent range, but might help you generate a heat score total that sees you survive this dreaded elimination round. Mikey McDonagh up again. He did get a 5.33. Bit of credit for the tube on the outside on that last ride. You can see that point break form, that silky smooth rail work. And he hasn't even really had the opportunity to...
Great timing. This is his last ride here, so comes around this foamy section. Gets a nice open face swoop. Comes into this second section here, and that's a better turn. Even though there was all that whitewash and turbulence, Mikey, you could see, was just so engaged on the rail. He's got a lot of power, and this is Alejo Muniz. First time we're seeing this. Alejo stretches out. Quick carving cutback. And then we know what happens down the line here. The wave just sits down, and then this bend in the swell starts to come at him. And it's really interesting. So these swell lines, as they hit the peak.
Mikey McDonagh, he backed up that 5.33 with a 4.8. So Alejo now after a score, as we see Ian Gentil on a wave that's stretching out. And he's going to drive up into the lip, stays on his feet, stays connected, gets to the section, hits it, gets out in front early. A nice combination on the end of this one. He did have to chase down the first hit, but he got tangled in the lip, maintained his control and finished it off beautifully. Constantly be paying attention to the details here on the inside.
Yeah, this is more like it here from Ian. I was actually a little bit nervous. I was like, oh, it's pretty steep, this one. Comes up, belts it off the lip, hard section, and then both hands in the water, belts that end section, gets to it early. Just like we've been saying, let's take a look at this wave in a bit of a slower frame here. So he comes off the bottom. You can tell he's so confident in surfing these bigger, open-face waves. Straight off the lip, and it re-engages the fins there, air drops out of his turns, and you can see he's got two hands in the water to try and come up to this section, lay it all on the line and get out in front of it. Those moments, it really shows, because that was no easy end turn and Ian just made it look like a piece of cake.
6.83 for Gentil, extends his lead. Feels like the battle's on for second spot now, but Mikey McDonagh can still reach the #1 position with an excellent score. Nice turn to get started, almost trips up there. Hanging on for the finish, gets there early. Can he get out in front of it? He can. And that is going to help him up the requirement now for Alejo. He'll be feeling the pressure. And Alejo, he's been no stranger to the elimination round this year. Let's have a look at this replay again of Mikey's work. Just looks really comfortable on this equipment.
Beautiful swoop to start off. Mikey just staying right with the energy, staying close to the whitewash. And this is what we're talking about. He gets there early, does a nice layback cut down.
Here he goes, dropping down the face of a nice looking wall here. Skips out a couple of times, some frustration for Alejo. 5.57 for Mikey McDonagh on that last ride. The requirement now for the Brazilian, a 6.9 with that big finish. Back to live action and the pressure is on Alejo. This might be his last shot at it. Chasing at 6.9 here, needs a big finish. Nice hit off the top there, but needs fireworks on the final section to convert. Big hit. Can he hang on? He does get out in front of it. Pumps the fist, but did he claim that one too early? A 1 minute warning there, courtesy of Rusty.
Yeah, let's look at this one a bit closer to it. So Alejo, this was a great start to this wave. Carved back to it. Definitely his best wave of the heat so far. Love this turn. Really accelerates off that back foot, pushes hard. This is where we're all on the edge of our seats. Goes for it, knows he has to. Comes down at this point, says yes. But then just as he's done that, gets swallowed up potentially.
Think about Ian's wave where he did those big committed outside turns. You know, it's a real contrast here.
Ian Gentil, just a blind takeoff under the lip there. That wave's not going to do too much.
I think he was just trying to get out of there. You see that set on the outside. One of the biggest of the morning that we've seen.
Yeah,
it
huge.
is big out there right now.
And that's what Alejo was up against. He just didn't have a steep enough wall to really do the kind of turn he needed to convert that into a 6.9. It came through as a 4.37. And as a result, he is going to be bumped out of the event.